The CCC was a relief agency started by Franklin D. Roosevelt in 1933. It was started at the height of the Great Depression, and the purpose was to employ some of the hundreds of thousands of young men all over the country, ages 18 to 25, who did not have work. FDR considered idle hands the devil's workshop, so to speak, so he figured the best way to put these boys to work was to get them building parks and working on other natural resource projects. The CCC functioned under the Department of the Army, so it was sort of a paramilitary organization in the fact that it was structured and disciplined. However, the work they did, instead of going out and fighting, of course they built places like Hanging Rock. And they started here in 1935, and the CCC all lived on site at the location of our present group camping facilities. So they had their barracks and their shop buildings and everything down there. And they built many of these structures in the park that we still use today. We owe a tremendous debt to the CCC. Besides building and excavating the main park road that leads up to the lake area, they built 2 of our picnic shelters located near the Hidden and Window Falls Trail, as well as the bathhouse building in the park lake. The work that they did has really stood the test of time in that, today in 2014, all of these buildings are still in use in the park, serving their original purpose. Well, it was an interesting time back then. At the height of the Great Depression, you had 25% of the nation's employable youth, or employable people overall, who could not find jobs. So the CCC they targeted the young men ages 18 to 25. And like I was mentioning earlier, you had some people who were under the age of 18, so desperate to get a job, sign up just so that they could have some meaningful work. And examples of the work, this lake area here was not filled. I mean, it's a man-made lake. So the old pictures is, a forested area with a creek running through it. And you can see the CCC, a couple hundred guys in like the pit that they dug out mostly by hand, working from, 8 in the morning until about 5 in the evening when they got off work. They made $1 a day doing manual labor. Here's the catch though, at the end of the month, they'd make $30. Well, 26 of that 30 had to go home to their parents to help feed them and put food on the table. So they had to agree that their salary for the month would be $4.